Hey guys, welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room, hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this Beautifully Honest reaction. This is going to be part 2 of my reaction to the conversation between Larry Reid, Storm Monroe, and Armon Wiggins from last year. Again, like I said, I meant to talk about this last year when this initially came out, and I thought that it was really strange because the three of these people connected for, at the time, their dislike for Tasha K. And Larry Reid, I felt like, was using these two content creators because, one, they have large followings, and two, Armon Wiggins being a gay man and Storm Monroe being a man that says he's not gay, but a lot of people, think that he is. And they even talked about it in the conversation. I felt like Larry Reid was trying to garner some new followings and also, trying to tear down Tasha K at the same time because this was his PR run to try to make it seem like Tasha K was just trying to destroy him. So she brought on one of his accusers who he claims he sued before and, really tried to discredit this gentleman that I believe. I believe that Larry Reid did things with this guy, and he's actually admitted that he did, but he tried to make it seem like, he wasn't underage at the time. It's that line that a lot of people, whether it's a man with a young lady, and it's usually that, they were legal. It's almost like the R. Kelly thing when he was asked, do you like teenage girls? And he's like, well, how young are we talking? And then he says, I don't like anyone if they're not legal. And it's like, get the heck up out of here. But anyway, I'm going to pick it up where we left off. So let's just go ahead and get into it.
No, it's too bad here. Anyway. So, okay, so you like both. You like both.
No.
Or you like energy?
I like energy.
Okay, so let's...
Actually, it takes time, too. Like, there's a lot of people in my DMs.
Because you ain't humping nothing right now.
Right, I'm not. So there's a lot of people sending me a lot of...
You masturbate?
Every once in a while, I'm not even big into masturbation.
Really?
Because I had a porn vice. So I got rid of porn out of my life and the masturbation.
Oh, I wish I could do that. How do you do
that?
Well,
I kind of make it now. So
I was addicted to porn. And
I feel like I am too. How do you get rid of that?
You know what? Oh my God.
No, seriously. I'd be like, oh my God. I have to get out and walk and go. I leave the house. I can fuck off a whole day. You really can.
You really can.
If that was for procrastination, your day is done.
You're a Gemini.
Yeah.
You're a Gemini.
Yes.
But the way that
I would call the shit too. And you start feeling like, oh my God, and now, because then you have to start digging deeper to get more.
Yeah, that's true. I did that, because after so long, that don't tell you got to find something darker.
Yeah, and you start to be like, ooh.
I have no guilt about what I watch.
I'm not saying be guilty. I'm just saying for me, like what he's saying.
I like black. I like to see that shit get totally fucked up.
But when he's saying it takes away his day. That's the sin in it. The point ain't the sin.
Okay.
The sin is anything that is harmful to me, harmful to somebody else, irrational for me, and is not God's best for me. That's what sin is, not that list that they're making like Christianity. So what he said, okay, at that point it's sin because he said it broke up my whole day.
And I heard that doing that.
Larry Reid is so full of crap. I don't know who would ever follow him as a quote-unquote pastor or leader. So he's trying to say the porn isn't the sin. It's just because if it takes up your whole day. But as long as it's not taking up your whole day, then it's okay to do it. So you mean to tell me that if someone is working all the time, their career takes up the majority of their day, then that's a sin because it's taking up the majority of your day? He sounds so stupid and tries to sound so intellectual at the same time. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But them sitting around talking about this with each other, okay.
That is like an energy drain. So it is. So it's not good for creative because it's
That's true. But then you can do it and a straight look.
Well, it gets my day started. I cannot.
You start your day with it.
Yes, because I have to get going. Once you release it, it's like, okay, let me get started. Because if I don't do that, I'm like, it's like, girl, I need to go.
I like it after lunch, like that midday shit. You know what I mean?
It's like, no.
That midday.
This has to happen so I can get onto the project. But then it takes a minute to find the right. Okay, that's not about me. That's not me. But I'm just saying, that is a thing. We can do a whole thing on that. But anyway, go ahead.
Also, all this about that, but we were going to talk.
No, we're having a conversation.
The last thing I need to be like, Armon Wiggins took over.
No, you're good. It's about all of us. It's a collaborative effort.
Oh man, y'all are hilarious.
But to wrap it up, you're not really masturbating. You put that energy somewhere else.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Every once in a while.
But if you need it to work, we work.
Oh hell yeah! Nothing wrong. I can just go right now and make everything stand up. Picture 10.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna ask you not to do that here,
Please.
because the people said that you was out here giving out the hammer, folks.
Oh, exactly.
No.
No, that is.
But let's talk about that.
What's the hammer?
Yeah, what's the hammer?
The hammer.
Oh, saying I'm out there beating folk down.
The hammer.
Oh, okay. Well, come on. If I'm beating you down, email Storm Monroe. Make sure you have your evidence.
Isn't it funny, the first thing he went to when Storm said, people say you're out here giving out the hammer, and he's like, oh, HIV? So that brings us, to the current, because we just talked about this. Listen, in my opinion, based on what has been said, I believe the people that say that he has it. Period. That's what I believe them. I'm not saying he has it. I'm saying I believe the people that say that he has it.
Wow.
But let's talk about that. Why are people accusing you of having HIV?
I don't know what to tell you. First time I heard this was in 2013. There's a guy that was living in my main house, meaning I was in it. I kicked him out. It was abrupt. It wasn't nice. I was mean.
Okay.
And I kicked him out. And next thing I hear, they're saying that he has HIV. He's saying,
why did he have this guy? Give us the explanation. He said, this guy that was living in one of my houses, I kicked him out. I was mean about it. It was abrupt. Who was he? And why did you kick him out? And not even just why did you kick him out? Why was he living there in the first place? Are you running a halfway house or something?
Gave it to him, but that y'all were in a relationship. It was real drawn out. Now I'm married.
And is this separate from the
situation?
Yeah, but he's upon it. Listen, this story started December 2019. There was 5 people that came and done interviews accusing me of different stuff. Now the only one that accused me of underage child fondling and child molestation was Levontrayeandrews.
Okay.
Everybody else was basically accusing me of being a freaky gay.
Do they all know each other?
Yeah, they were like this in the church.
Okay. Like this or like this?
But see, the mom of one of them thought they were like this, which is the reason why I came in between them, sort of separated, for dressing alike and everything coming to church.
Getting back to Levontrayeandrews, because he just mentioned him, he said, everybody else that was coming out and saying anything about me, they were just accusing me of being a freaky gay man. Levontrayeandrews was the only one that was accusing me of it being underage. I don't care if Levontrayeandrews was underage or just above the age, but that's actually even worse, because it's like you were this man's supposed leader at the time, and mom entrusted you around her son, and you were screwing him. So he's not even denying that they were doing anything. It's worse if he was underage, absolutely. But you mean to tell me that, if you were his pastor, it was okay as long as he was of age? It's disgusting. So, yeah.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out, because I'm like, okay,
why is all this shit following you?
They are one people. One. Yeah. And all of them, what they have in common, I kicked them all out of my property.
You were taking care of them?
Listen, that's not a statement.
What did you do for them? Besides house, what else?
Housing, food, marriage, funeral, college, debt, paying off debt, credit cards, get their first bank account, first credit card, teach them credit. And he was too. He had 27 people in his house. I had 24.
I get a little confused because I'm not in church, so I get a little confused. Why are all, like, where are their parents at? I'm not understanding.
They didn't have them. Most of them, their parents were not in their life, or either their husband left them and now they don't have anywhere to go.
Does anyone believe that, and if these people were unparented or broken homes or whatever, do people feel like those people sought him out, or did he seek out those types of people? See, that's the predatory behavior that I believe that he operates in, because I believe that if these people were unparented, unhoused, or whatever, he sought these people out. It wasn't like he had this big church that had a big sign up front that said, if you're fostered, if you're unparented, if you're strung out, if you need help or whatever, come to this house of God and we will help you. We'll teach you credit. We'll pay your bills. We'll put money. We'll open a bank account for you. We'll put money in the account. Give me a break. These are people that I believe that he preyed on. He was a predator, and he got to a place of controlling these people flat out.
And we took them in. Now, we went
Were they all men or just?
Oh, there were more women than it was men.
Okay. I thought all men.
We thought it was like all men. That's kind of how it's been.
I never had an all. Yeah, I never had
it was still like an all men.
Like a sausage fest.
If anything, it was all women for years until men started coming in.
And that's not unusual, because most churches are like that, and we know why. And I'm not going to go into those details right now.
So is this like a homeless shelter?
Well, the way that I pastored, I would get people, like I had strippers, I would go in the strip club, like if they would come to church and they're trying to rehabilitate, because the way I believed back then, I think you could be a stripper and saved.
Okay.
So I would go get them off the pole. I even went to the crack house, and pulled them out.
Oh, wow.
And out in the middle of the night, dropping them off. Dropping them off to get crack because they couldn't come right off of it.
Okay.
So that's how my ministry started. I was doing that first, and then I did the church.
Ciao. So Larry Reid was doing crack runs, okay? He was doing drug runs. So listen, he couldn't take them to a detox center so that these people could be put on methadone or something. Like, that is insane to me.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
So to clear, you don't have HIV.
Hell, let me say it like this. HIV is not a death sentence. So when I say hell no, I'm saying because it's an accusation.
No, you're saying it because I believe you're lying, and now you're trying to, like, if someone doesn't have HIV and someone accuses them of having HIV, or high five, I'm sorry. If you don't have it, would you respond to say, well, listen, first I want to preface this by saying HIV is not a death sentence. No one who doesn't have it and knows that they don't have it is going to respond like that. They're just going to say no. So I believe that he's lying there.
Hell no. And I never had HIV, and I never took anything to make an HIV test come up negative, because I naturally am a health type of funny guy.
Okay.
And so I always check my blood. I always check my vitamins, my testosterone, and my whole community. We've been doing that since 2020, August.
Okay.
So every 6 months, everybody presents that, and I tell people, and I bring doctors in, okay, you need to get this up. Doctor, how do they get this up? What's the best thing? Do they intravenous? Do they take pills?
So your paperwork is out there?
It's out there. I gave everything to Conscious TV.
Okay.
Were you suing that guy with the HIV?
The original guy that said that?
No, I sued the original YouTuber who was pushing it. Now, the guy I can't find. I can't find him at all.
Damn.
Yeah, but...
Because there was that rumor that was said that you were going to sue, but then you didn't want to go through, like, the discovery process of giving up your results, so you decided not to go with the lawsuit.
You're right, I read that. It's not true.
Okay. So what happened with that?
I just took the test and gave it to Conscious TV and anybody else that asked for it, because I got one from the first time I heard it, 2013 or 14 is on that one. Then I done one in 2020, 2021, and 2022. That's what I done 4. And I had to share it. To prove that I don't have that. Still people.
Why do you think so many people turning on you? Because that's a lot of accusations.
I don't know. I don't really know. I do know I was mean as a pastor. And I cut some people off. Meaning like put them out my house and then later
cut them off financially.
Yes, that's the biggest thing.
That's the manipulation right there, to just make it seem like these people just have it out for him because he cut them off. Who is Larry Reid? I don't believe that Larry Reid was funding anyone to the point where their life got devastated. Well, maybe except for this guy that came out recently to share, but he even didn't do it immediately. I'm not saying he didn't have motives behind his coming out to expose Larry, but why would these guys come out and say that he was doing things with them if that indeed did not happen?
Well, and you know what? I mean, we're going to get into it, but I could see, I mean, you look like money. So I could see where if you were giving some people a lifestyle.
And then you cut me off?
I can see.
I was covering your rent. You won't pay rent until you get your job.
And then you're successful. There's things, however, in my mind, I feel like a person can, like, they can make stuff up like that, but, you know, it can only go so far. But I feel like there's got to be something that they can latch onto to make this bigger. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it could be the littlest thing that they're using to grow against you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you were in situations maybe too friendly with these people or joking, like, and they're using that to make it a bigger issue.
That don't make sense to me because I was the same way with everybody.
Yeah.
But this particular person, Levontraye, and I say this on camera, I did say it in Patreon because I'm not trying to hurt nobody.
Yeah.
But I got to protect myself and tell the truth. I did not do what Levontraye is saying that I did. What I did do was cut him off and drop him, not just him, his wife and his mom and everybody else they will bring up. These are people who used to live in my home. So I own that part. But to create that, no, because I know I said something.
But let me be honest with you too. I watched the interview, right? And he is very convincing.
Yeah.
If I didn't know you, I would believe that shit.
Yeah.
It was too.
And you need to believe it. You need, and I'm wondering in today's time, do they now think back and believe it? Because, I'm not saying that males can't lie about stuff like this, but let's just be honest. Most men don't want to come out and share that they were taken advantage of by another man, sexual, especially when the man is living a life as a straight man now, because Levontraye is married to a woman and he said he's straight. So that's embarrassing for a lot of men. That's not something that they even feel comfortable coming out to do. So it's not just about them trying to destroy Larry's reputation, but it's also they had pause in doing it because they didn't want anyone looking at them, sideways and looking at them as being questionable. Or, especially the ones that are saying, I'm not gay. Because people are going to question. I don't know.
Too detailed.
Yeah. He didn't even stutter over the shit. It was just like...
But he's been practicing since 2010. This ain't his first time. He's been telling this lie from 2010 all the way up to presently.
Telling this lie. No, he was telling his experience since then up until now. And
people don't know him. Anybody who knows him, who will come forth, because y'all see what they're doing to me, he is I don't know nobody who can lie better.
A pathological liar. Okay.
I don't know anybody who can lie better. He tricked me at times when he was living in my house, stealing cars and all the different stuff he was doing. He fooled me. And his wife fooled me.
Let me ask you, how do you think he experienced you?
Well, he was obsessed with me. I mean, anybody was in my church knows that he was and you need to say something in the comment section so they know. I know you don't want to get involved. He was upset. I didn't even know until this started happening how obsessed he was. I didn't know he was putting on my clothes when I left the house.
Wow.
I didn't know that he was putting on my cologne. I did not know that he was telling the people at the school that I was his real dad, because his dad wasn't in his life.
Okay.
I didn't know any of this stuff until this stuff started.
And his dad actually abandoned him. He just left.
Right.
Yeah.
He did say, they told me, and see it in the video, he said that he's back in his father's life now.
Yes, his dad is back in his life.
Yeah, but he wasn't on those years, and he would say he would come and pick him up and won't show up. And that was us. He started mentoring him first when they first came into the church. How old was Vontraye when they first came into church?
15
when it first came into the church. So that would have been the beginning of 2006 probably. But the way the church was set up, he dealt with everybody. You stayed in the ministry for years before I got into your life.
So when did he move into your house?
He didn't move into my house with me where I stayed there until 2009.
And how old was he?
He was 18, about to turn 19, because his birthday in October.
Listen, talking about the birthdays. Listen to those cues now. Because if he was just of age, you wouldn't... All of this is suspect. And trying to discredit Levontraye in terms of the timeline, well, he was legal. So him sitting there and talking about the birthdays, because see, he turned 18 on this day. Okay, yeah, whatever.
So the first part of 2009, he will be 18. Okay. And the next half, he'll be 19.
So why is he saying he was 7? Where's 17 coming from?
17, 15. Right. He said 14, he said 15. But he did not have a conversation with me outside of the church walls, like meeting at the church.
Yeah.
Until I went over to his house in late 2007. He was 17 years old.
Okay.
But it ain't really about the age. I mean, because the only thing I do, look at when my house was built, when he said all that, and you'll see those dates don't match.
Okay.
It's the lie. it's the lie.
Okay, so we got to get to the text message.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that is what's, I think, fucking a lot of us up. Mm-hmm. Because for me, okay, well, basically, I don't have it, but I've seen it on the video. Mm-hmm. He pretty much said that he was trying to help you forget that you molested him for the past 7 years. Yeah. He was trying to help you forget that. And then you responded, but you never addressed the molestation. You just was kind of like talking around that point, and then it was kind of like...
ignored it.
Yes.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Okay, he first blamed me or accused me of molestation in 2010. I kicked him out of the church. His mama and him dared to come back. His mama stayed, but this is her for him to come back. He never said anything about that except, I'm sorry, I was emotional. I don't know why I said any of that. And I forgave him, although I didn't want him to come back. Mm-hmm. I forgave him. From 2010 to 2017, he never said anything about it till that text message. So I was like, what is going on? I said, this is crazy. Now, mind you, the other guy, HIV, had done the same thing. And apologized.
But I think it's fucking us up because if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I
already heard it. I had already heard it before. So I said, okay, let me just coddle this. And I just act like it didn't exist, or I just said no. I may have even said something like, I'm sorry for that way. I apologize for how everything happened.
You were saying all of that.
Yeah, I may have said that. Because, I kicked them out abruptly,
But you didn't say that. You didn't say, like, I'm sorry for kicking you out, I'm sorry, I didn't molest you. Like, so that just leaves, like, so much gray area, especially if they're already accusing you of AIDS and molestation before. If a person messages me like that, you know this business that we're in. We're in the tea business. Everything will be a receipt one day.
Yes.
So at some point, couldn't goddamn well I didn't molest you.
Yes.
Don't ever play with me like that.
Yeah.
What day was this? What time was this?
Yeah.
And I'm not apologizing for shit if it's not clear.
Yeah.
Because
that's 2017, Larry Reid, before I started doing this. I didn't see myself as becoming this big thing.
You are not a big thing. You're a big piece of shit if you want to, be real about it. And I'm sorry, but I just had to go there because he literally looks like a big turd sitting in between the two of them with some sunglasses on. But Armon is absolutely right. Like, the text message, you saying you're sorry, and then he's like, well, because I'd already heard it before, but I wasn't saying I was sorry for molesting him. Mm-hmm.
Still pretty much trying to coddle all these old members because I had blocked and cut all of them off. The reason why he sent me the text message is because he was upset that I had cut him off once again.
See, and that's why it doesn't make sense, because if you cut these people off and then they're reaching out to you, what do you care? Why do you care? Why would you try to coddle anyone that you cut off? Like, make that make sense. It doesn't. Especially if you were the one that were funding their lifestyles, and if they're lying on you and there's nothing that they have on you and all they can do is just say a lie to say that you molested them when you know that that didn't happen, then go ahead and lie, and I'm going to sue you for defamation and this and that and the other. But clearly something is there. It doesn't make sense. And to look at the facial expressions of Storm and Armon as he's sitting there trying to make that make sense is comical to me.
So when he was in the house, is there anything that could have happened that he would have interpreted as sexual?
Except what he did, not what I did.
What did he do?
What you told him to do?
He told me not to say it. But you're gonna be able to hear about it, and it wasn't just me.
Okay.
So since you can't talk about, are you going to sue him? Because they're saying that you dropped the lawsuit.
No. See, this platform be lying. If you just look online, it says very clearly that it was dismissed because we're going. I think they even got the word refiled in it. Because when I filed it, said, well, I don't live in the right state, and my mama was not supposed to take the service on.
And I read that, so that's true. So you did dismiss with prejudice, so you can file again.
Exactly, because he said he don't live in the state of North Carolina.
But you're going to do it, though.
That's not true. With prejudice means that you cannot sue again. Without prejudice means that you can. So if it was dismissed with prejudice, then he can't sue again. But I don't know if it was with or without, and that was just a mistake that was said just now, but I just wanted to mention that.
It's a fat baby head, and now because they keep doing this, all this stuff that Tasha is doing, all of this is going to be a part of the complaint now. Before, my complaint was just straightforward. They said, okay, I didn't know you were that age. The house wasn't built when you said you were molested in the house, and just kept it like that.
Okay.
But this is going to be a very robust complaint that every YouTuber, if you have any integrity, in fact, I don't care if y'all tell and believe what he's saying. Just tell the other part too.
But that's my thing, though. This is what's blowing me. If he made something up out of thin air and all these people are attacking you, and I'm not saying that you did anything, I'm talking.
Right.
If he made this up, they're attacking you, you've done nothing. I don't give a fuck where we are, where we're at. I'm telling everything he did because I have nothing to hide. Where are we sparing what he did if you've done nothing? What did he do? Because they're killing you, and everybody.
You can't protect him because he's
what are you holding back? That's what makes people feel like, bitch, there's more to this. Because why are we playing this legal game? If you've done nothing, bitch, I ain't do nothing to this nigga. This nigga's crazy. This nigga's on meds. He was over there playing with himself, wearing my clothes, putting on pantyhose. That motherfucker's a weirdo. Like, if I've done nothing, I'm confidently standing in my shit saying, I ain't do nothing. Yeah. And you can check all my shit. Yeah. Bank accounts, receipts, text messages. Like, it feels like something. But it feels like something is there.
That's going to come into the case. I can't fight like I'm on the street and like I want to stay on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm in an entire different world. So I got to have stuff. Because what if CNN or somebody pick this up? They're not going to take it. When he say they done this, they're looking at court documents. So,
I'm sorry, Larry. You really think you're a big deal, but CNN, CNN would not be checking for him, okay? Absolutely not.
I have to handle it that way. There's no other way for me to handle it. Now, I did say some things in my Patreon that I'm not saying right here.
Yeah.
You can go to patreon.com/larryreid. And it won't just me. It was because it's the thing. His mentorship was done by other people.
Not just you.
I'm not going to say just me. He just was obsessed and idolizing after me. But I couldn't mentor him because he would never tell the truth.
So mutual masturbation never happened?
Hell no, that didn't happen.
Have you ever watched porn together?
No, that did not happen. And I heard that he said that.
Have you ever seen each other in the nude?
I saw him in the nude.
Fully?
Because he flashed. That's part of the story. He was, but he didn't flash just me. He flashed everybody was in the house.
Oh.
See, I'm not the only one with okay, he did this and he done this.
You need to tell them to speak up. Cause
They did. Some of them did in Patreon, but I'm holding the clincher
For the court.
For the court.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that was the thing. As long as you going to court,
I'm going to court. Not just with him though.
period.
With your ex-friend.
Well,
Now I got questions about that.
okay.
Because this ain't a bash fest, but it's some things I need to
I
understand
just knew you was
too.
going to court, Larry.
Yes.
I'm like, come on, you.
I'm going.
Because you
You
can
scare me. Oh, you do. But you was scaring me. I'm like,
you can afford it, and it's your reputation.
But
Yes.
let me tell you why I won't gonna tell you her. Because when I just started looking at the hundreds of thousands of dollars it's gonna take for me to do all this, I got stuff I want to do.
Fair
So
enough.
I wasn't gonna do it, but I am gonna do it. I don't have no choice. She's not leaving me no choice.
well, let me tell you.
All right, I'm going to pause it right there. Listen, guys, answer this question for me if you know the answer. Has he filed that lawsuit against Levontraye yet? Has he filed that lawsuit against Tasha K yet? It's 2024. So he, going back to then and where we are now, this man clearly is a huge gaslighter and manipulator. I believe that he's lying. I believe Levontraye. I believed him then. It wasn't a question for me back then. And then the word phrases he uses and the different things. It's just, well, yeah, I saw him naked, but it's because he flashed me. We never did mutual pleasuring ourselves and the other stuff that he was saying. Like, I don't believe him. And Armon and Storm, when they were asking him about, like, if I didn't do something like, especially this, I would be saying, absolutely not. I never did anything like this. And I would be suing this, that, and the other. And then he's trying to use wordplay and semantics. And, well, I got to wait because I got this big case and this and that and the other. And people can go to my Patreon if they want to check what I said there, because I can't really say too much on the public platform. There's no way in the world if a man accused another man and was out here doing interviews talking about it, to say that this man molested them, that you would just be sitting back lightly and just saying, well, yeah, I'm going to be suing them. I got to get my ducks in a row, and I have some other projects that I'm working on, and I'm trying to decide, when I'm going to push play because I got my money wrapped up in some other project. Because if this is so disparaging to your reputation, like you claimed, and how you talked about this could wind up on CNN, which I highly doubt, because CNN is not checking for Larry Reid, okay? He that's that narcissistic stuff that I'm, saying that I believe he embodies, where you really think you're bigger than what you actually are. But if you claim you have all of these projects and these things that you're doing, wouldn't that be something that could hurt your reputation? So you really need to defend yourself? Listen, guys, let me know what you think about this part of the conversation. We'll pick it up with more on the next one. So, guys, thank you so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.